Hey, welcome to the channel. My name is Kryptonite from Drip to Wealth. I have a question for you. How many of you guys actually got in on the Curl protocol located on the BNB network? I really hope you did, right? And if you didn't, that's okay. There's still time for you to get in, right? Because today is only day one. It launched at 5 p.m. UTC. For those in the States, Central Standard Time, 11 a.m. Now, I got in at launch and I made it a priority to get in at launch. And here's why. On my screen, I've got the Curl protocol, which is located on the base network, right? So in this case, you use base ETH and swap it for Curl. I thought this was a video about Curl on BNB. It is, but I got to give you a quick story, right? So here's why, again, it was a priority for me to get in on launch for BNB. Let's just talk through the obvious, right? The obvious is in DeFi, the earlier, the better. Increases the probability of success and actually making one, your ROI, and then two, a profit, right? So I didn't want to drag my feet. Two, I've seen how successful this was, right? This Curl protocol, man, I've seen videos from Moonshot Max and EC247 and DeFi Gardener and Mo Legacy as Crypto. And these guys got in pretty early. And not only were they were profitable for a very long time. So for me, like a very long time in DeFi is 45, 60 days. I mean, that's comical to think that 45 to 60 days is a long time. But in DeFi, man, it feels like an eternity because there's so many projects that go away after a week or two. So to be humming along, with a month or two and still counting, that's pretty doggone good. So I eventually got in and this project has been doing extremely well for me. So I said, there's no way in heck I'm going to be missing the BNB, right? So on curl.finance, up here in the upper right-hand corner, you'll have an option to swap between networks, right? So right now we're on the base mainnet. We're going to go ahead and swap over to the BNB chain. Yeah, and everybody else who's hating, I'm still on MetaMask. Eventually, probably within the next week or so, I will convert over to Rabby. Let me know in the comments how many people are still using MetaMask and or Rabby. Let me know what you're using. All right, so let's go ahead and switch over to BNB. All right, so it all looks the same, right? The colors are different because they're trying to align with the branded colors of the BNB chain, right? So it's really simple, really simple. As long as you've got BNB in your wallet, you're going to use your BNB and swap that for Curl. When you swap it for Curl, let's read the fine print. Upon the completion of the vesting period, you will receive plus 30% in tokens, not dollars. Plus 30% in tokens, not dollars, to the amount of your initial bond, right? So the price over 30 days could fluctuate, right? The hope is that when your 30-day stake ends, the price is higher. But we don't know, right? Just know that you're going to get plus 30% in tokens. So swap BNB for Curl. At the end of your 30-day stake, you'll be up plus 30% of tokens, which essentially you're going to be earning 1% per day. Okay? Pretty doggone nice. Okay. What else we got? Stake the Curl. We're going to get into that on a separate video, but it's not as complicated as you think, right? But we'll click on it. So if you want to stake your Curl, you will earn an additional 150 whole percent. What do we say right here? Max staking income, 150%. That's a lot in 30 days, right? So all you'll need to do is click, oh, that's interesting. It's a weird number, 1.9 Curl, right? Well, whatever. So we'll click on it, right? So if you want to stake the Curl that you purchased, let's assume that it's the 1.9, you will have to create an LP of the equal amount in BNB. So this whole 4 cents, and you will click stake, right? It's just that simple. We'll go in that in detail in a different video, right? But where are we at right now? Daily income. This is what's crazy. We're at 2.54%. 2.54% every single day. You know, I think I did. I think that's why I left it up here. I actually sent out a tweet, even though it's X. I don't know how many people are still calling it Twitter and tweet versus X. So I sent out an X message. Here it is, a second chance to get into the Curl protocol. It's really simple, right? It's now on Binance Smart Chain. If you do not have a buddy, I am willing to be your buddy. Click on this link, right? And it will take you over to the site. It's tied to my referral code. But anyway, the reason I came over here is at 12:06 p.m. on November 14th, the daily income was at 2.27%. 2.27%, and roughly 11 hours later, it is up to 2.54%. Let's see what's going on. All right. So the base rate is always going to be 2%. All right. 2%. Cool. Liquidity. The liquidity bonus was 0.25. We've doubled that number. We're at 0.52. All right. So that's the big difference, right? Which means the total liquidity, the TVL, is at 584,000 compared to 286,000. My goodness, that is almost a 2x. If we round up, that is a 2x in 11 hours. And I think what happened is everyone's probably got the same FOMO that I had, which is we missed out on the ETH, the base ETH version of it. And there was no way in heck we're going to miss out on the BNB version, which is cool, right? So why would you do this? For me, it's real simple. 2.54%. There's not a lot of protocols in DeFi that's paying that much in a daily yield. So that's just obvious. 2, see this thing right here? BNB. This allows you at the end of your stake to swap out your curl tokens for BNB. And BNB is a stable coin. And BNB is expected to do a minimum of a 4x, maybe as high as a 5x. So the BNB price now is 245, right? So we're going to round up to 250. So 250 times 4 is 1,000. If it does a 5x, we're at 1250. So that's why you may want to consider participating in the Curl protocol on the BNB chain. It's because you're optimistic about the price appreciation in BNB for the bull cycle expected to take place in 2024 and most certainly by 2025, right? Maybe a third option is just earn some extra cash, because there's some other tokens in crypto that you're high on, and earning, a yield of 2.54 gives you some flexibility to take profits and maybe diversify in some other stable layer 1 or 2 cryptos in the space, again, prior to the bull run. So all 3 of those are my reasons. So that's really it, right? And let me leave you guys with, a thought here, right? Which leads me into this incentive program. Most people in DeFi are degens, whether you want to admit it or not, which means you're willing to take on some level of risk. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in DeFi. You would still be trading crypto on Robinhood, Coinbase, or Crypto.com. You wouldn't necessarily be in DeFi. You're in DeFi because there's, great potential to X your initial investment. Not really pick up percentages, 10, 20, 30, even 50%. You're really looking to get multiple X's on your initial investment. So I would say this, if you're in the space and you have some dry powder, why not consider throwing a few dollars at the Curl protocol while this number right here, the total liquidity, continues to go up, right? Why don't you invest money while it's going up versus being on the other side of it? And the good news is, if you create the bond and you decide to stake it, you can actually earn yield every day and you can sell it, aka take profits, or rebond, aka compound, right? So if you decide to do it and you're cool with using my link, fantastic. I'm actually going to leave it in the description of the video. If not, that's fantastic as well. Just remember that degens play, right? Degens play, and you have to be willing to take on a certain level of risk, assuming you have dry powder and risk capital. If not, keep it moving. All right. So look, if you enjoyed the content, do me a small favor, go ahead and like, subscribe, and throw in that bell notification. All right. In the meantime, I wish you all peace and prosperity. Until then, stay hydrated. We out.